And I'm back again. Before, I managed to beat Pokemon Sapphire with only one Swablu, but today I'm going to answer a different question. How fast can you beat Pokemon Fire Red with only one Suicune? Thanks to Walking Corpse in the comments for the inspiration for the idea. Now, Suicune is probably the weakest of the legendary beasts, with its stats more weighted heavily towards special defense and defense. Its move list by level up and TM is mostly limited to water, normal, and ice, which gives it powerful but limited type coverage. Now the rules for this challenge. I can only use Suicune in battle. I can use HM Pokemon, but they won't be used in battle. No items in battle, only held items and items outside of battle. I won't be using pickup, so no free rare candies, only the ones that exist in the world are available, which means I won't be able to get hidden power either. Since the goal is to get the fastest time, I'm going to try to avoid unnecessary or excessive battles as much as possible. And finally, I had to beat the Elite Four in one go. Using the Universal Pokemon Randomizer, I swapped Squirtle with Suicune. I name it Jet, because it sounded cool. My rival picks Bulbasaur since it'll be the hardest Pokemon for me to fight. Since Jet starts off with Bite and Leer, the rival battle isn't much of a problem. Jet's ability is Pressure, which causes more PP usage from my opponents. Its nature is sassy, so more special defense and less speed. I kinda don't like that one, but it is what it is. Since this is a speed run, the intent is to get through the game as fast as possible, which will require me to do as few battles as possible. So I'm mainly only leveling up on the mandatory encounters. The only time I really should grind is when I run into a brick wall. We make it to Brock at 13 minutes at level 7. Despite not knowing a water move, I figured Leer and Bite would do the trick, and with enough luck, I get a crit and a flinch on Geodude, taking it down and leveling up. I tried to use Leer and Bite on Onix, but between Bite not doing much, as well as Bind and Rock Tomb, I go down. On the second try, I flinched Geodude twice, as well as get a critical hit taking it down. For Onix, I kept leering it to down its defense while it used Bind. I bite it 3 times, with the last one critting, netting me the Boulder Badge at 19 minutes. Mount Moon was, as usual, uneventful. I head straight for Misty at 34 minutes. Staryu is a bit of a problem. I get hit with Water Pulse and confused constantly. What's worse is that I keep hitting myself, costing me HP. I finally get to Starmie, but he one-shots me with Swift. Third try, and Staryu doesn't confuse me with Water Pulse, and despite healing with the Super Potion, it goes down. Next is Starmie. Due to it being part Psychic, Bite is super effective. Swift brings me down to 4 HP, but 3 bites are enough to take it out. I get the Cascade Badge at the 40-minute mark. Next is the rival fight. Pidgeotto goes down to 1 bite that flinches, as well as 2 Bubble Beams. Out next is his Bulbasaur. I bite him for a lucky crit, but he poisons me and hits a super effective Vine Whip, but I take him out in 2 more bites. Arbra's out, but he can't attack him, Bite is super effective. Last is Rattata. The poison is killing me and it uses Quick Attack, but I hang on with 6 health and 1 Bubble Beam does the job. I uncronenberg Bill and get the SSN ticket. I make my way to the SSN rival fight at 59 minutes. Now we come to the first brick wall of the challenge. Pidgeotto goes down easy, but his Ivysaur is a big problem. It puts me to sleep and Vine Whips me twice to knock me out. I try again, he puts me to sleep. I wake up 1 turn later, he does it again, I manage to wake up, he then proceeds to Leech Seed me, poisons me, all the while I'm doing crap damage to him. Eventually at level 26 I get to his Ivysaur. I bite and get a flinch. I bite again and he puts me to sleep. I wake up after 3 turns and a crit Vine Whip. 1 more bite takes him out. I'm only at 9 HP. Luckily, Raticate goes down in 1 Bubble Beam and Kadabra goes down in 1 bite. Since I don't want to get stalled out on Surge, I go through Rock Tunnel to the Rocket Hideout. Giovanni was easy since he uses Rock and Ground types and I have Bubble Beam. He goes down quick and easy. With only 2 badges but the Rockout Hideout done, I'm at 1 hour and 53 minutes. I head to the Pokemon Tower for the rival fight, and I get sleep stalled again, this time with Razor Leaf. On the 3rd try, I take down Pidgeotto easy enough, and I get back to Ivysaur. I misclick like an idiot and hit Rain Dance. I get hard with Razor Leaf, but 2 gusts takes him out. I forgot about Gyarados. I bite it to get it to flinch. It hits me with Thrash, knocking my HP down, but a 3rd bite that crits takes it out. Up next is Growlithe, but it goes down with one serve. Last is Kadabra, but it goes down with one bite. I get the Poke Flute and figure I'd go back and take out Surge. I gave Jet Dig, and even though electric moves are super effective, they barely hurt, and I take down Surge pretty easily. I get the HM for Surf so Jet can have a strong water move. I get to Koga at 2 hours and 47 minutes. Coughing goes down with 2 bites, with the first one flinching. Muck goes down to 2 Surfs, and Coughing goes down in 1. Last out is Wheezing, but it goes down in 2 Surfs. I get bold and head toward the Silph Co rival fight. I got Aurora Bee from the mandatory fight, so Pidgeot goes down in 2 shots. Out next is the dreaded Venusaur. Aurora Beam does about a third. It missed a 95 accuracy Razor Leaf and still hangs off from a second Aurora Beam. It puts me to sleep, but it missed Razor Leaf again, but it did hit me eventually, finally dropping my health. I managed to wake up and hit a third Aurora Beam to take it out. Out next is Water Onix, and I'm hurting, and Aurora Beam does nothing. It hits me to drop me to 16 health. I bite to get 2 flinches in a row. It bites me back. I hang on with 6 health yet again and take it out. Out next is Growlithe, but 1 serve does the job. Last is Alakazam. I know it outspeeds me, but it goes for Future Sight. Bite doesn't finish it, but it goes for Future Sight again, allowing me to get the win on the first try. Can somebody do the math on that Razor Leaf miss? That's winning the lottery luck. Giovanni was easy. Moving on. I go to take on Sabrina's team, and it was easy enough until Alakazam, which proceeds to one-shot me with a critical Psychic. I go and pick an easier fight with Erica, sweeping her team with Aurora Beam. With 5 badges, I'm at 3 hours and 14 minutes. I go back to Sabrina and pick apart her team with Bite. I go to the Fire Gym, doing the trivia to skip the trainer. Loving, of course, Tombstoner. And I drown Blaine's team. I'm sitting strong at 3 hours and 33 minutes. Giovanni was, say it with me, 2EAZY2E. Last rival fight before the Elite Four, and I've got the answer to Venusaur. Good old Ice Beam. Pidgeot goes down with 1 Ice Beam and a bite. I hit Venusaur with 2, and the second one freezes it solid. I finish it with 2 bites, although my speed is down. Rhyhorn goes down with 1 surf, and out is Gyarados. I freeze it on the first Ice Beam, and it goes down after a couple of Ice Beams and a bite. Growlithe goes down to 1 surf, and out next is Alakazam. It uses Calm Mind, and Surf doesn't do much. It disables me, and it uses another Calm Mind. It hits Psychic. It survives my next attack with a Sliver, and it takes me out. After a few attempts, I get the TM for return. Pidgeot goes down to 1 Ice Beam and Bite. I Ice Beam Venusaur twice, but it keeps using Synthesis. I use Bite to get it to flinch, and then hit it with a crit Ice Beam. Rhyhorn goes down with 1 surf. Next out is Gyarados. I hit Return, and it does nothing. I go back to Ice Beam, and I get hit with the Hydro Pump. The next Ice Beam freezes Gyarados, and I finish him with the Bite. Next out is Growlithe, but I one-shot him with Surf as usual. Last is Alakazam. He starts Calm Minding, and I freeze him with Ice Beam. He defrosts the next turn, but I survive Psychic and use 2 Surfs to win. So after that rival fight, I'm sitting at 3 hours and 57 minutes. At level 52, I figured I'd start fighting the Elite Four. The levels against the champion concern me, but I can always just level up on the other members since they shouldn't be a problem. First up was Lorelei, and there was a problem that I just didn't see coming. Since her team is water and ice, they really can't do damage to me, but I can't damage them. Between Bite and Return not doing anything, I can barely take out a Dugong and Cloyster before hail damage takes me out just when I get to Slowbro. I attempt Lorelei for over 30 minutes. As I leveled up from the attempts, I learned a few things. Dugong could go down to 3 returns, Cloyster to 2 surfs due to its poor special defense, Slowbro can be taken out with bites due to being part psychic, Jinx is a problem because of Lovely Kiss, because it puts me to sleep and then starts chipping me down with Ice Punch and Hail. Lapras is a problem because it's tanky and she tends to save a full restore in addition to its berry. I have a strategy, but I need more health and need to be able to hit harder. Also not get frozen so much, but something that has a 10% chance of happening, it sure happens a lot. At level 60, I get an insane run. I take down Dugong with 3 returns. Cloyster goes down to 2 surfs. I misclick and use Surf on Slowbro. I use 3 bites, but she uses a full restore. Some bites with flinch luck take down Slowbro. Out next is Jinx. I bite it, it flinches, and I take it down to a sliver. She full restores. I hit a strong return and a bite to finish it. Last is Lapras. Return and bite do nothing, and it paralyzes me with Body Slam. It drops me to 1 HP, and I crit return to finally beat Lorelei. I get to Bruno. His Onix goes down with 1 Surf. Hitmonchan hangs on from the Surf. He misses Rock Tomb, and he goes down to another Surf. I hit Hitmonlee for over half. He hits a weak Mega Kick, and a second return does the job. Out is his Machamp. I crit with Ice Beam, but he uses Scary Face. And then he heals with his Berry. He's faster now, and he hits Cross Chop. He then gets full restored, and then takes me out with another Cross Chop. Since I have to beat the Elite Four in one go to get a proper time, I can't save between fights. So I have to try and fight Lorelei all over again. And once again, Jinx stalls me out with Lovely Kiss and chip damage. At level 67, I take another shot. A couple of returns for Dugong, 2 Surfs for Cloyster, bites for Slowbro, a crit bite takes out Jinx, last is Lapras. Body Slam is hurting me, and I get paralyzed on the second one. I manage to hang on with 14 health, and I crit a return to take out Lapras. I get to Bruno at 5 hours and 42 minutes. Onix goes down in 1 Surf, Hitmonchan goes down in 2. Hitmonlee goes down in 2 Surfs, and out is his Machamp. I hit it with Ice Beam for 1/3 of its health. It drops my speed. Ice Beam gets it in the berry range, but my next Ice Beam crits. His Onix is faster, but Earthquake hardly hurts, and I hit it with 1 Surf to finally beat Bruno. I finally get to Agatha. I get screwed over on her first Gengar due to double teams and a full restore. I miss a lot of bites that would have taken it out. I get confused and constantly hit myself, as well as missing bites, while Gengar chips away with Shadow Punch. I use Surf to take it out. Golbat goes down in 1 Ice Beam. I hit Surf, it drops Arbok in the red, and the second one takes it out. I get to her second Gengar, who poisons me with Sludge Bomb when I only have 5 HP left. I pop my last rare candy at level 69, nice, and I take what I hope is my last shot. I managed to survive Lorelei with only 3 HP. Bruno was a sweep, I just used Surf and Ice Beam. Agatha was even worse of a sweep. Bite and Ice Beam cleaned up her team to the point where I barely took damage. Last up is Lance. Outside of not having anything to really deal with Gyarados, his entire team was a sweep with Ice Beam. Last is the Pokemon champion. I Ice Beam Pidgeot and freeze him, but he defrosts the same turn, hitting me with a critical aerial ace. I bite him to get him in range and then crit him with Ice Beam. Out is this Venusaur. I hit it with Ice Beam and it goes for growth, and it eats its berry. A second Ice Beam puts him down. Alakazam is out and it puts up Reflect. I bite it twice to knock it out. Rhydon goes down in 1 single Surf. Out is Gyarados. I use Ice Beam on it and it goes for Dragon Rage twice. I use 2 more Ice Beams and I take it down. I'm only at 64 health. Last is his Arcanine, which has extreme speed. If it crits me, I'm done. It leaves me with 32 health. I hit Surf, taking it out, and I beat the rival to become the Pokemon champion. So, Suicune's official time to beat the game is 6 hours and 7 minutes. So give or take some slow moments, I beat the game in about 6 hours. I really did not expect to get hung up on Lorelei like I did, but it happened. I don't know whether I'll do Entei or Raikou next, but subscribe, keep an eye out for more, and thank you.